project, and I'll be glad to help. But on the point that you raised, I just like to say this, that education is absolutely key. And I think that while we may have debates how we allocate the existing funds, whether they should be allocated to the military, or they should be allocated to research, or should be allocated to education, probably we need an equilibrium between different factors. It's not either or, in my opinion. It's not, let's forget about the military, let's put all the money in education. In a moment of crisis like your region is now traversing, the military aspect is important. It cannot be ignored. And the message needs to be given to the aggressors that will not stand, will just sit down and let them do more. So we need to resist aggression. But that cannot and should not be the end. And in fact, this may be a propitious moment to think about what kind of education in the 21st century. And what kind of education, not just for the children, but for all Romanians throughout the life cycle. So I would say education is not a schooling education, but is lifelong education. In that context, I would recommend that, and it's an area that I'm passionate about it, because I organized in Bucharest in 2010 a meeting involving Romania, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, United States, France, and Italy to address this issue, and we have a consensus statement that I'll be glad to share with you. It's called the Bucharest Consensus. But a few of the ideas. So, education needs to be lifelong. Pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, high school, university, and lifelong. As a doctor, that's in my mind. As a physician, we are educated from the get-go. You need to continue learning all your life. Why? Because science never ceases to invent and reinvent itself. And new discoveries are coming all the time. The challenge is that there's so many new discoveries and inventions that no single person is capable of remembering all of this. So memory is not the kind of, based on memory education is passé. We need to think of an education that enhances the individual's ability to innovate him or herself and to make decisions rather than remembering facts. If I understand it correctly, a lot of Romanian education and other education countries is based on memory. So the issue is not, we need to know certain facts, of course. There's a baseline of facts. But all the facts that are being generated cannot be remembered by any one of us. We have information communication technology to assist us with the memory. So we have a tool to assist us with the memory. But the challenge for us, from pre-kindergarten throughout life, is to learn by doing, to understand that learning means learning across disciplines, and to be able to integrate across disciplines. So both the learning and the action by doing has to be systemic, systematic, and integrative, therefore transdisciplinary. That kind of educational system at the moment does not exist anywhere in the world. So don't feel that you have to be validated that you're last in line, you don't know what you're doing. In fact, even in the United States, the notion of transdisciplinary education is just emerging. There are now pockets of innovation of transdisciplinary education that are taking place. So the moment is right for you not to wait till America develops it, you should start doing it too. In fact, I met with the Minister of Education and the Minister of Research and Higher Education in Bucharest recently and a little earlier this year about these issues. We should not wait for the Minister of Education to do it. You can do it. Babish Bolia, don't wait to be told to do it. Do it. And I'll be glad to help. Thank you very much.